What are the 3 exercises that everyone can do today to improve their objection handling game?
First, create a playbook for this objection handling. The second step is that you plan a minimum, a daily or a weekly sales training for some role games. Super impactful. I really recommend you do some role games with your colleagues, with your team. The third step is check some YouTube videos about objection handlings, and I can guarantee you there's a lot of stuff which helps you to create your playbook. If you master the script, you control the conversation, and this is from my side in sales the most important. That's the game. You're in the seat and you control always the conversation. We made more than 100 cold calls per day, and if you make a lot of cold calls in this short time frame, then you're learning faster. But on the other side, you have to develop a way, find a way to handle these objections.
Thank you so much for listening to the first ever English sales podcast for the German-speaking market. Before we continue, I want to make you a promise. I promise that with this show, I will do my utmost best to bring in the guests and share the stories that help you succeed in the DACH market. But I can only do so much. So, if you hit the subscribe button, I can get more guests, bigger stories, and better insights to help you succeed in your sales job. So, with no further ado, sit back, relax, and let the show begin. What are the biggest mistakes you see sellers do when handling negotiations in DACH?
Yeah, thank you for this question. From my perspective, the biggest mistake that salespeople make when dealing with objections is that they don't have a playbook for dealing with objections. Mm-hmm. So usually you make some cold calls, and then you hear things like, "Oh, we have no time. I'm not interested. Thanks." Or "Oh, we already have a solution." And the most mistakes what I saw in my career the last years is that they don't have a strategy for dealing with these objections. And the second mistake that salespeople make is that they fail into an argumentation trap instead of identifying the desire that is behind their objection. So we can talk about it later. And this, from my side, the third mistake is that in the end, the objections not properly trained in the team. That they not take a time to make some role plays how to handle these objections. So yes.
Okay, so you're saying it's number one, it's a playbook, then falling into the argumentation rather than actually solving the desire, like figuring out what the desire is, and then also not enough role plays. Is that correct?
Exactly, and usually the junior ones, they have often the issue that they repeat the objection. So you call the company or the target person, and the target person says, we are not interested, thanks. And the junior person or the junior sales is thinking, maybe 1 second or something like that, and then they say, okay, you're not interested, right? Yeah, exactly, we are not interested, thanks, bye. So.
Oh, okay. And with a sales playbook, how do people find sales playbooks? Because I assume you needed to figure out, okay, for your objection handling, I need a playbook, I need rules. How can someone create a playbook for their objections?
Yeah, it's really simple. I mean, when you do your sales approach, you do your cold calls. Usually you made a lot of calls in a day, and usually you hear often the same stories and the same objections. We have no time, we have a solution, we are not interested, and so on and so on. And the first step, what you can do to create your own playbook is that you document this objection. And the second step is that you think about it. Okay, how to handle this objection? How can I control this conversation? So that means when the prospect tells you, "Oh, thank you, we have no time for it," then it's the question, okay, how you can answer to this objection that you receive from your prospect are yes. So what you can answer the prospect after this, how you can react to this objection, that you're not lost, that you not lose this conversation. And when you create a script like this, then always, if you create a script for the cold call or for the objection handling, for me, the best point was, okay, when my prospect say this, and I say this, what is the reaction of this? And if you master this game, if you master the script, you control the conversation. And this is, from my side in sales, the most important. That's the game. You're in the seat and you control always the conversation. And this is not a surprise. Oh, he said he has no time for it. Oh, surprise, surprise. I never hear this objection. So.
Okay, so what you do is you write down the objections that you usually get. So no time, no interest, no money. And then you try out a couple of things. So I'm just thinking, the way you got your technique is then you write it down and then you try new things every time when you're in a new conversation with someone. And then you try this approach, you try that approach, and then you figure out, okay, this is working, this isn't working. Is that how you found your technique?
Now, the technique which I created or I designed is a combination of some techniques from other sales trainers, right? So here in Germany, some guys like Carsten Bayreuther, Dirk Reuter, Martin Limbeck, so old or experienced sales trainers, yeah. And I watched some YouTube videos how to handle objections, because I thought, okay, no interest, no time. We have a solution. How I can handle this objection? Okay, let's check YouTube. So, and there's a lot of content what you can watch. And then for sure I adapt some of these techniques, or I expand these techniques in my, or I translate these techniques to my world. Because in 2013 we sold a software as a service solution to the agriculture, or to agriculture businesses, also to farmers. And you can imagine when you call a farmer and you tell him, hey, we developed a software solution, a smartphone app for your farm, and you can control your working time and so on. The farmer said, wow, finally you called me. Thank you so much. Where I have to sign, yeah? So no, this was not the case. The case was, I have no time, bye. Don't call me again. And the guys was so in your face, so direct in your face, so honest. And yeah, and we have our approach was, our channel was only the phone. We have no emails, no LinkedIn, nothing to approach farmers. You have only the phone, because most of them, they have no websites, something like that. You have only the phone numbers, and this was a cold call game. So we made more than 100 cold calls per day, per rep. Wow. And if you make a lot of cold calls in this short time frame, then I think, yeah, you're learning faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but on the other side, uh, then you have to develop a way. You have to find a way how to handle these objections. So
That is fascinating, Lars. I didn't know that about you. I feel like in that time, and I will come back to your techniques in a second because I want to know more about the different styles because I love your techniques. I've heard it when you recorded the masterclass, and I feel like everyone should know about it. So, but bear with me. What you just said, especially with agriculture, with farmers, I feel like you must have really experienced the, in a way, very DACH specific culture. What do you feel like, or do you feel like there are some unique objections in DACH compared to other markets? Or did you sell internationally to farmers?
no,
Just DACH
no.
specific, or just in Germany?
Only I think maybe some guys of you heard it.
Yeah.
My whole life I only sell in German. Maybe I have 2 or 3 online demos in English, and so for that was okay. But I never sold internationally, or I never sell in English. I shadowed. I shadowed some calls in English. And so it was really interesting, but I didn't by my own.
And what do you think? Because let's just say your wife is from Lithuania, right?
Exactly.
So if you look at the cultural differences, what do you feel like when you talk to a solid German prospect? How do you overcome objections in like with a German, let's say? Do you feel like there's a difference when you talk to compared to like other nationalities?
Yeah, I observed, what I said, I observed a few weeks ago a call to UK. And this was really interesting because I think it was a VP sales or head of sales. And the sales rep, opened the conversation and the call. And this guy from UK was really cool and really calm. And the only thing what he said was, sorry, mate, but I don't understand your value prop. And I thought, okay, crazy, because this guy was really cool, and I think he mentioned this point 3 times. Yeah, I don't understand your value proposition, so sorry. And I thought, okay, if you have a call like this in Germany, then I think you have 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and then doot, call is over.
Yeah.
Call ended.
So you feel
Also,
like, yeah.
I think the mentality in Germany, there is especially to the sales reps, to sales managers, account executives, whatever. There's a distance. Someone will sell you something, and this is not good, and this. They made a cold call with me, and I hate cold calls, and I hate salespeople, and blah blah blah. Also, this is really challenging, and I think it is really challenging in Germany to sell to other people, because the people in Germany and the culture here is so
Cold. Direct.
Distancing, right?
Yeah.
No, there's always a distance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you hear some cold calls from the US, I mean they have other challenges, because in US you have always to handle the mailboxes. But I think in the US, so hey, how are you? And always the opener is how are you? And then the call starts, and then there's some chat. But in Germany, you start a call, and then you have to think about it, how to start a call, because every sentence what you say, every word, it's can going to the end of this call. Also
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like what I like to do as an exercise is because literally what you just said, every word has to have a purpose. Do not waste my time saying something that is not getting me somewhere. But what I like to do is actually an acting exercise. It's record yourself for a minute and then like do your pitch for that minute until the alarm goes off. And then take like go down in time by 30 seconds, so it's 30-second alarm, and then do the pitch again and then down to 15 seconds, and you want to get down to 15 seconds
Nice.
to have the opener ready. And the reason why you start with more time and then go lower is because you just need to give your brain a space and time to get all of the information out, to then realize, actually, I don't need all of this. I can actually just reduce it to this and reduce it to that. So that's one of the exercises
Cool.
that I really like to do with my students as well, and that I used to do when I was working as a seller as well. Just because
Cool.
it's almost like fooling your brain in a way. It's like tidying all of the space and all of the words. What are your techniques to help people understand how to start a cold call opener, for instance, in DACH?
Yeah, especially when you start a call, it's important that you set the right greeting. In my world or in my script, always I set a greeting to the end. So that means when I call you, I say, I'm thinking how to translate this in English,
Yeah.
but I say, hello, hello, Helena. Hello, Helena. Lars is speaking. Hi. Yeah. Also, I say, I greet you and then I greet again. Because in Germany, when we set a greeting to the end, then the person on the other side, they can respond with the greeting. Also they can, yeah,
Yeah. Respond right
return the
away.
greeting. So
Yeah.
please,
So respond right away, right?
yeah, respond right away. Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, and then you have to. Also from my experience, the last 14 years or the last 19 years, but especially the last 14 years here in the B2B sales, you have two methods. The one is the direct opener, so you can call someone and then you can say, I try to translate this in English because I always do it did
Yeah.
this in German. But you can do it directly, so I can say, Helena, is this okay for you when I say you what I want, and you can check how you can help me. So, also I call you, no, and then I say, hey Helena, is this okay for you when I say what I want, and you can check if you can help me. So I don't know if this is the right wording for it. It's
Yeah.
exactly in English,
Yeah.
but it's the direct
Yeah.
approach, and the indirect approaches, especially I developed this in the agriculture, in the agriculture business. Sometimes you receive a referral, a recommendation from someone. And then someone comes to you and say, hey, Helena here, this is a friend of mine. You can call him. Maybe he needs your solution. And you say, cool, okay, I will call this person. And that's the easy call, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, how I can develop a way that every call is a recommendation call. So, and then I thought, okay, when I call someone, then my indirect opener is that I call you and then I say, hi, Helena, my colleague pass your number. And he told me that you're absolute fantastic specialist with your masterclass platform. Is this right? 2 points. Also, colleague, also my colleague, pass your number. That means, no, here I received your number and then I have this point, in Deutsch unbestreitbare Wirklichkeit.
It's, oh my goodness, there you go. You got me on the spot. It's like inarguable reality. Like you can't, like you can't argue that isn't the reality of saying, "Hey, my colleague said that."
Exactly, and it's a point. It's a point where you say, "Yeah, this is true. I'm a specialist for this topic. Yes, right." So, and this is the one point is that you say, "Oh, this sounds really cool. Yeah, that's me." So, on the other side, so you say yes.
Yeah.
No, you have to say yes because this is logical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And this is the indirect approach.
Yeah.
That I call you and then I say, "Hey, Helena, my colleague passed your number and he said me that you're a specialist for master classes in sales. Is this right?" And you say, "Yes, it's true. What do you want?" And I say, "Have you a moment because I want to schedule a meeting with you." And here I ask for the moment because you don't know what I want from you. So I ask for a moment. Have you a moment because I want to schedule a meeting with you. Also I don't know, but in German it sounds more clear. And then you say, what meeting? And then I can set an elevator pitch. And then I can say, "Hey, I spoke with some other masterclass instructors. And they told me they have this challenge and usually they're looking for a solution like this. And especially for providers like you, we developed a solution which..."
Yeah.
And then the benefit or the elevator pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, no? So.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for this pitch here in English.
You're doing a great job, Lars. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
In your masterclass, you speak about different techniques of handling objections. I'm thinking about the wish technique, the motive technique, the siding technique. Can you just explain to the audience what does that mean and why it works?
Yeah. Also usually you receive a objection like thank you so much for your call, but already we have a solution and we are super happy with it, right? So, and the first, and in every technique, the first step is you have to be grateful for this information. That means when you say, "Hey Lars, thank you so much for your call, but we have a solution and we are so happy with it," that I say, "Helena, thank you so much for your open words." Yeah. Because in this situation, the most people they don't think, "Oh, okay, this person will say a thank you for this information because this is the information and I will cut this call, I will end this call." But the salesperson on the other side said, "Hey, thank you so much for your open words." So in Germany, in German I say, "Loben bringt nach oben."
Praise
I don't know.
Yeah. Praising brings you up, like brings you further.
Yeah. But no, you have to find you have to find a good thing, and then you can say thank you, thank you for your open words or something like that. Because in this situation, maybe you pitch your solution, and the person said no, thank you, and ends the call directly.
Yeah.
But you're open, and you said you don't end the call. You say, "Hey, thank you so much, but yeah, we have a solution already and we're happy." And they say, "Hey, thank you so much for your open words." So, this is the first step for every objection. Also when you face an objection, the first step is that you're
Grateful for transparency.
grateful for this transparency, exactly. And you have to say this. It's really important. And then the second step of this technique is the core is the wish technique. I learned this by Carsten Bayreuther, a really great sales trainer, a German one. And the core is the wish technique. That means when you say you have a solution already and you're happy with it, then we have to think about it. Okay, what means this? And this means now I'm searching for truth, for logical truth, which you can respond only with yes, but logical. That means, okay, you have a solution. Helena, thank you so much for your open words. That means, you have a solution, and for you it's important that your solution is working correctly or something like that.
Yes.
Also that means can I translate to German?
Sure.
Sure. In Deutsch, also lieben Dank für deine offenen Worte. Ne? Ich meine, dann ist es dir auch wichtig, dass deine Lösung weiterhin reibungslos funktioniert, oder? So, also that means, thank you so much thank you for your open words. That means for you it's important that you have a solution and your solution
It's running smoothly.
It's running flawlessly.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in this situation, also I ask this, yeah. In this situation, you can only respond with a yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's ultimately about finding out the initial use motive by then asking, regardless of the current solution, what was the reason back then that you decided on the system? Also that means you say, yeah, it's important that we have a system, so we are happy. Yes, yes, we have a system, we are happy. And then I ask you again, I don't know what's the word in English for, but in Deutsch sage ich mal unabhängig, also oder rein aus Verständnis. Ja, also wie könnte ich das jetzt übersetzen?
So that I understand,
Ja.
or just for
Yeah,
clarity.
to get a better understanding of your situation, or to get a better understanding of your solution. If you look back, when you decided for the solution, what you have, what was the reason that you decided, or that you chose this solution? And the prospect now is thinking about, okay, why we chose this solution in the past. What was our initial motive? And usually you hear things like, "Yo, we have a lot of challenges and we have to digitalize our business, and we're looking for more automation in our business," or something like that. And then here you can work with, because in this situation I can say, okay, also you challenge some issues in the past and you're looking for a better way to solve your business challenges, right?
Yeah.
And in this case, the prospect said, yes, this was the reason and we are super happy with it. And I say, that's exactly what we do. In the first step, we go with you in in a meeting, in a small coffee chat, and you have two benefits of this coffee chat. Your first benefit is you see this what you have at the moment, that's the best solution for you, yeah. Or the second benefit is you see art as a way that you can do what you did in the past. You can improve your current situation. So, also nothing to lose. You have two benefits, and yeah, for me, it's challenging to translate this in English because I
Yeah,
did
you did a
this
great job.
always in German.
No, you did a great job. I guess what I would love to know from that is there's a lot of psychology in objection handling, right? Like there's a lot of,
Exactly.
yeah, there's a lot of getting the person to say yes or getting the person to think back of. I once had a conversation with someone who's like, you have to make the person realize all of the things that aren't going well with the current approach, for instance. It's like, okay, what's going well with it? What would you improve? So you kind of position it already into, hey, there is something better out there. What do you feel like are psychological approaches that you like to use when you handle objections in DACH?
What do you mean?
Like, are there specific things that, for instance, I try to keep my body language completely open. So I'm influencing the other one with my body language and with the sound of my voice. That's one way of me always handling, the nuts that I like to call them. Another thing that I like to do is always go back to what their goal is, what's their actual objective, if possible. And then the next thing is like in price presentations, when I already prepare for objections, I already know something will most likely happen because I know we're going against this specific competitor and that competitor is cheaper than us. So I have to make sure that they understand why our price is higher because our value is higher. So usually I start a pricing presentation with the 3 things that they're trying to achieve and then how we help them, and then finish with the price, like the last bit, like when we're actually meeting for the pricing. So this is my hacks, my techniques. Do you have like little secrets, last secrets to handle objections in the DACH market?
I think the the number one secret is that you have a playbook for your objections, and also you mentioned the price objections, for example. I think a price objection is the best objection what you can receive because this is a clear signal that the customer want to buy from you. Because if you have cheaper competitors, then the question is why you not buy by the competitor already. Ah.
Yeah.
And usually here you can use again the wish technique. In my world, when I received a price objection, and we received a lot of price objections, especially with the farmers, then they said, "Yeah, this is too expensive. This is too expensive for us. This will not working for us. No chance. No chance." And then, okay, let's imagine. Okay, what he said. He said, "That's too expensive." That means when we switch, also we looking for the wish. The wish is when it's not expensive, then he will working with us, right? So that means he needs a solution. And what I hear in this situation, what I want in this situation is a commitment for the cooperation. Also, example, this is too expensive for us. Also, we cannot work with you because you're too expensive. And then I can say, okay, thank you so much for your open words. Again, yeah, praising. Thank you so much for your open words. So that means you want to work with us, right?
Ballsy.
Yeah, because he not said, or she not said, I don't want to work with you. He said, I'm too expensive. So, but
Yeah.
this means when we have
You
not
want,
this point
yeah.
on the table, then we will
Yeah.
working together, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is the first step that I receive a yes. That's the same. This is the same with the objection. We have no budget. We have no budget, right? In English,
Yeah.
budget,
Yeah.
budget,
Yeah.
budget. Yeah, we have no budget. So then I can say, okay, this means when you have budget, then we will work together, right?
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, but how we can follow up with this? Okay, yeah, you're too expensive. You're too expensive. We can work with you. Okay, also that means you want to work with me, right? Or when we have the right calculation for you, yeah. You put inside €1, you receive €3. Yeah, we have a great calculation for you, and then it's working for you, and you want to work with me, right? Yes, but also this is too expensive for us. Okay, we need a solution. We have to find a solution, right? Yeah, solution, something like this. But with this pricing, I cannot go to my managing director. I cannot go to the purchase department because they say no. It's no budget this year. So, and in this case, I have two options. I can say, okay, then let's schedule a meeting with the stakeholders to find a solution because they want a solution. He told me.
Yeah.
Also, he tells me that he needs a solution. So, okay, then let's schedule a meeting with the stakeholders to find a solution. Or when I'm sitting directly with the right stakeholders on the table, then I can go into the negotiation, and then I can find some solutions to handle this price objection. But for the first steps, that's important, and this is what most sales managers, sales reps facing, is that they hear the objection, or you're too expensive, or we have no budget, or something like that, and then they're speechless. They don't know how to. Oh my God! Or they say, €2,000, but we can give you some. But we can give you some off. No problem.
Yeah.
Also, this is not a way to sell great products
Yeah.
to great companies.
Do you know,
Yeah.
because I feel like we're living in a world where there's quite a lot of technology out there. I feel like every day there's a new AI tool or whatever. Do you know of any tools that you'd recommend to sellers that they should use in the negotiation or in the objection handling, like any CRM tool that kind of analyzes the deal successes or the deal losses? Anything that you can think of? It's fine if not. I know that's kind of a wild question because I wouldn't even know one, but I thought, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting, as I love the book from Chris Voss. I think everyone knows Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. It's an awesome book about negotiation and objection handling and so on. And I think the most important point in a negotiation is that Chris Voss calls this a black swan. That you find this little secret from this company or from your contact person, which can turn around the whole situation. In Germany, we have a negotiation expert, Jack Nasher, and he said it's really important to keep the force, that the force is with you. And example, in the situation, you're in the negotiation process, and they say it's too expensive for us. Well, no, and we check the competitors and blah blah blah. And now it's your turn because you have to do your homework, and that means when you ask for a software solution, I like, for example, the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Account IQ. I think the feature is called Account IQ, and they give you a really great insights. Or you can Google for it. You can check the latest news about this company, And sometimes you find some news or some points on the company website and some important informations or from other employees of this company. Sometimes this situations like this happen. And then you know exactly, okay, also there is no other alternative for this company. We're the only ones which they can work with. And in this situation, they want to negotiate. Okay, they need a solution. Okay, we will find a solution and we will give them the feeling that they negotiate a good price. Okay, they will receive the feeling, but I know they have to work with us because there are no other alternatives in their situation what they have.
Yeah.
A classic one is when there is a startup, and the startup is a few weeks before the next financing round. They raise money and then they have to grow.
Yeah.
And okay, the guys have no time for long negotiation rounds and so on. They need a solution because they have to grow fast.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's clear that they raised money. Sometimes this is clear, but sometimes it's not clear because they already in this they're already in the closing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Lars, we're coming to the end of this podcast. I have one final question for you. What are the 3 exercises that everyone can do today to improve their objection handling game?
The 3 exercises for you guys today is the first, after this podcast, set a calendar blocker or a calendar meeting. Set a meeting or a blocker with yourself to start with your playbook, create a playbook for this objection handling. And the second step is that you plan a minimum a daily or a weekly sales training, a slot for a weekly sales training, maybe an hour. Hour is enough for some role games. Role games so super impactful. They have so much impact and so less sales teams do this role games. So I really recommend you once a week, a minimum, once a week, an hour, do some role games with your colleagues, with your team. And I think the the third step is, if you have no clue about objection handling and you have no money at the moment, or you want to you want to keep your cash, then go to YouTube and check some YouTube videos about objection handlings, and I can guarantee you there's a lot of stuff, and some of my German videos as well, but a lot of stuff, and from other great sales trainers, which helps you to create your playbook. So
nice. Another thing, if you speak German, reach out to Lars anyway, but if you speak German, I am linking Lars' masterclass in the notes as well.
Yes.
And Lars, thank you so much. It was lovely.
Thank you to having me.